Hello, this is John Cook, and I'd like to share some advice and some wisdom with you based on my experience, and some very wonderful mentors have helped me in when we get in situations and we have to explain a failure, an unmet objective, an error, some mistake occurred, some big, some small. What's the best way to address it professionally? So, how do we explain the results of bad news, whether that's for us individually or for a team? This might be an interview question, performance review, quarterly, annual, meeting with a boss that there's an issue being discussed, inspection results that didn't go well, in-process reviews where we've got errors and delays, after-action reviews when things didn't go as planned. What we're going to use is a bad news sandwich. And you build the sandwich bun, bad news, bun. Don't just give them the bad news. Learn to put a bun around it. That bun is take responsibility for what is your slice of the action. You may not be totally responsible, but you've got to account for your actions and how you reacted to it. And here's what your contributions were. Remember, be legal, ethical, professional. We talked about the triple bottom line, profit, people, planet. We want to stay focused on this overall uplifting objective. Show your willingness to learn and use your management control techniques. Ask and answer those 5 evaluation questions in the management control step. What went right? What went wrong? Why was it wrong? What should it have been? What should it be? Let's focus on the objective. And what do you recommend to make it right? And what would you do different next time to make it right? We're explaining why you are more valuable now because of your experience and lessons learned. Not trying to explain away the problem. In fact, we're addressing the problem head on, and here's how we professionally take the next steps. So bad news sandwiches can be both spoken and written. Here's the underlying premise. Here's the foundation. The lessons we teach ourselves are the lessons we learn the best. So what have you taught yourself? When you asked and answered those 5 evaluation questions, what were the results? Well, let me give you the sequence of the actual presentation of this bad news sandwich. First, own up to it. Tell them what happened. Don't tell a lot. Don't dig the hole any deeper than it needs to be. Tell them just, here's what happened as quickly as possible. What you want to dwell on is, here's what I learned from this. What was learned was, and you tell them all the lessons learned. And since then, can you bring up a success since then? Can you tell them how you have or will apply those lessons learned? And then tell them that this is what I'd like to do for you. Make yourself of value to that decision maker. You are now more valuable. You have internalized a new behavior with increased chances of successes in the future. Your leaders will either want to hire you during a selection review, they'll want to retain you during a performance evaluation or an after-action review. Why would they give up? They finally got you to a point where it looks like it might turn right in the future. Why give up on you now? If you want a decision maker to make a decision, give him decision information, and here's why you're more valuable now because of your experience. Let's present 2 examples. First will be an interview question. The next will be a performance evaluation. So example 1, an interview question on mistakes made in a previous job. Question, tell me about a time you gave your worst customer service. An answer, and this is actually my answer. Here's what happened to me. Once I did not directly answer a customer's question immediately, but was offering other advice and services, and they left frustrated. What I learned from that was to answer their questions first, as it was their priority and focus at the time, and then I can offer the alternatives in advice and services, because their need is now satisfied, and they'll listen to all the additional information. Since that time, over the past 20 plus years, I've received excellent customer service reviews for being a good listener and meeting the customer's needs. And that is what I would like to do for you, meet your customer's needs. Turn a potential negative into a positive. You're now of more value. Example number 2 is a performance review on a weak area. And again, it's really me. I'm explaining one of my situations. Question: explain a failure to meet a standard. This year, I did not meet an accreditation standard for conducting face-to-face coordination visits with local consumer protection agencies. I did not make it a priority and failed to schedule time to complete the required quarterly visits. What I learned from this is to plan my time strategically, allocating time on my calendar to conduct required tasks, and then execute the plan, working around distractions to complete my priority tasks. This last quarter, I did execute my first set of face-to-face visits with the 4 local consumer protection agencies, and I have submitted my visitation reports as evidence. I'm applying my strategic use of time on priority tasks now and on my quarterly planning calendar with positive results. I am applying time management skills to meet priority organizational objectives. Well, I hope you have found that of value to be illustrative. And remember, the lessons we teach ourselves are the lessons we learn the best. Let them know what you're learning.